I mean, I feel like Emma kind of like smashed that answer. Like,
She smashed it.
yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what Emma said. You know, I think it's such a. Yeah, There's anything I say now is going to sound really
It's
thick,
okay, you don't
but
have to
like,
say anything.
it's a,
So you
yeah.
agree.
I just completely agree.
Miss Emily Bronte.
You're off to become a wonderful teacher.
You know I don't like to meet new people.
My name is Olivia and I'm with Cineworld, and we're very excited to be bringing Emily to the big screen.
Thanks.
Hey,
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you guys too. I'll start with a question for Emma. So Emily Bronte and her books are such like a quintessential part of English history. With this in mind, did you draw inspiration from anywhere when becoming Emily?
Well, I drew inspiration from a lot of things, but Emily Bronte only wrote Wuthering Heights. That was sort of her only novel. She wrote lots of poetry, and Francis, our director, gave me a lot to read, some biographies, the Bronte myth. They were just kind of biographies that were this big. So I just spent 2 weeks just reading everything I could get my hands on, and I watched a lot of documentaries about them and watched the films that had been made about the Brontes. And then we just had to let all of that go and focus on the script, because the script isn't really a sort of a strict retelling of this happened and this happened and this happened in Emily Bronte's life. It's really just it's a story, and it's, to me, a kind of an ode to creativity and to imagination, and an ode to the quiet, still ones who observe everything and absorb everything, and who are kind of the sponges in the family. So it felt really like in many ways, a family drama and a coming of age story. So it wasn't a strict biopic, if that makes sense. And yeah, so the script became our Bible in a way.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Actually leads quite nicely onto my next question, which is this for both of you. With this film kind of being part biography and part fiction, what did you both think is the most important thing for audiences to take away from it?
It's quite a hopeful film. Seeing it again, I feel like actually it leaves a nice message, and I think towards the end I felt quite galvanized. It's a film that reminds us that there aren't rules, and I think people like to put rules and put formats on things, on films, on books, on stories generally, more and more, weirdly. And actually there are no rules, and I think this film is kind of a testament to that in many ways.
Totally agree with that. That's kind of what I took away from it as well. So that's really nice to kind of hear that it aligns. And Oliver, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like Emma kind of like smashed that answer. Like,
She smashed it.
yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what Emma said. You know, I think it's such a. Yeah, There's anything I say now is going to sound really thick,
Okay, you
but
don't have
like,
to say anything.
it's a,
So you
yeah.
agree.
I just completely agree.
Lovely.
You're supposed to be an artist, so be an artist.
What is that?
I wrote it.
Freedom in thought!
Freedom in thought.
Come on! Freedom in thought!
Freedom in thought.
Your characters have a passionate and quite intense, but also slightly trying relationship at times. I was just wondering what you would say were kind of the most beautiful, but also the most challenging things that your characters experienced together.
Well, it's challenging because of the world that they live in, and it's a very contained world. Everyone almost lives under one roof. There's not an awful lot of freedom or intimacy, so it's hard to find those moments. You know, when they do sort of start developing feelings for one another, it's trying to find those secret moments where they can kind of escape together and not be caught, and the pressure of that, especially in regards to Waitman's position, you know, in the clergy,
and his faith.
The religious element, the faith, you know, these are quite kind of weighty subjects, and it's just really interesting to see how religion trickles down into love and desire and relationships, and the dynamics between, you know, men and women in this case, and it's just a really intricate, delicate thing to handle, and it is trying. It's a very strange social construct to be in.
Yeah, I mean, if you just think of the time as well, you know, and the sort of the pressure that was put on people, and you know, of conforming in certain ways, and you were saying before about sort of, you know, playing by the rules and all of that, and it was so regimented. So for this to sort of happen, and you know, and again, I'm sort of repeating what Emma said, but like this sort of staunch belief and in the way that things should be due to religion or faith or anything like that, that stepping outside of that was the most terrifying thing. And it was, you know, going against society and going against everything that anyone believed in, you know, and on the whole thing of Howarth and what you were saying about everyone sort of living on top of each other, everyone knowing each other. It's, you know, it's so and hopefully Frances gets it in the film, but it's so incredibly risky what they do, and what, you know, where they're sort of, they take it. It's so risky for the time that Frances has captured that.
Oh yeah, I think she definitely has. I really felt the suspense building with the risk as well throughout the whole film.
Good.
That's what we want. Yeah, thank you so much. I think that's all we have time for, but I really enjoyed speaking to you both, and look forward to bringing it to the big screen.
Thanks.
Thank
See you soon.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Olivia.
Bye.
Who are you? You wait and see.